pound?
I probably should have used the net.
Oh, he's going 3.
The other one was 280, so that's 3 something.
There's a belly on him.
James?
Yeah. That'll get some 12. Maybe?
It's our smallest.
280?
194.
190, yeah, the one I just caught. It's only like a pound, not 3.
See the net?
Nah, it's 1 acre size. Jeez, he's dogging though.
I'll break your rod. 319. Largemouth.
282. Smart.
Hey y'all, we just got back from Berryessa again, and if you didn't believe us the first time, you can believe us again. We just ran A-rigs inside Capel Cove. We did divvy out outside of that and ran out there. Stick around to the end of this video. The back half of it will be talking about crappie and where we saw the crappie in case you are a crappie fisherman. Get going on A-rigs. I'm going to read off the weights of the fish we had. We had a 268, a 277, a 282, a 284, and a 319 for a total of 1433. Very consistent bite. Very consistent fish, and that's all thanks to A-rigs right here. Mainly, the colors we're looking for is threadfin shad and bluegill flash. I'd say probably most of them came off of threadfin.
Threadfin, yeah. Threadfin was
the one of that lighter.
Threadfin was definitely the one that was getting the bite. The water still has a little murk to it, but it was warmer.
It's we found 55, I think.
Yeah,
something
about 55.
like that.
So it still has it actually has a little more stain than it did a couple months ago when we were there.
In Capel Cove, that is.
Correct.
Other places didn't. It's the same as others, but Capel Cove had a little bit more stain.
Correct.
Probably because it rose like 15 foot.
And
10 foot.
We were talking about it out on the boat. You know, the A-rig has been slowing down on us for the last couple of years, and we've been throwing jerk baits more. And we're talking about, because of all the water that we've got here in Northern California, that maybe with the high water is why the A-rig turned back on and started working. It's so much fun to throw. I set the hook on one fish and I broke a wire off of.
Yeah, snap it when you set the hook and a wire breaks off because you've been wearing them out.
Yeah,
it's definitely when you're on there.
Don't throw your Ned rigs at me.
huh?
Don't throw your Ned rigs at me.
Yeah. Good one?
Lo and behold. Oh, you threw it. 194 A-rig, threadfin shad.
Our last time that we really did well was when the trees in Berryessa were on that east shore, were in the water. I think it's a great ambush bait, and I think that's a lot of what's going on is for those fish that come up and roam. and they're up in the feed mode, this is just something that's great for them to ambush after that. With that said, what we're doing with this A-rig is we're actually just keeping it low and slow. So cast it out, let it sink a little bit, and then just slow wind it. And I mean like slow wind it. You want to keep it off the bottom. If you're clipping the bottom and ticking it, you're doing great. Do get a lure retriever though, because you are going to get these hung up. The way I rigged these are $22 each as a full complete set. So, you know, that adds up pretty quick, but you are going to lose some. Lure retriever, you get back a good chunk of them.
Yeah, definitely.
Was there anything special you were doing with the A-rig?
Just slow rolling it. I was probably going a little slower than you were on my retrieve, but it was working. I was hooking up. They're eating it too. There was no doubt about it when they're there. And
they're knocking it slack. And I'm running 20-pound fluoro on mine. He's running 20-pound mono. And then I got 50-pound braid. He's running
50-pound braid.
50-pound braid. I don't think it matters. It's just what rod you have. And you just basically just chuck it out, wind it in. Nice and slow. You can throw some twitches in there, but we haven't been.
No.
I haven't been throwing any twitches in there, just chuck and wind, dragging it in. Main places we were focusing on was actually like sloping points, like 45 sloping points, or not 45, but like a little bit less than that, like a softer angle to it. And then along the flats after the points, those sides,
right,
along those flats. Once they went too far back in the cove, then they kind of weren't there.
Yeah, I'd just stand on the trolling motor and go, put it on like 3, and just keep moving.
Just cover water, keep going down the road. And this is literally the same pattern that we were doing a month ago.
Yes.
At Berryessa. And we actually moved out to Main Lake and then started basically doing it in some other Main Lake areas. And not all the places we're going, but like the free area.
Oak Shores.
Oak Shores area, we picked up a couple. And it's just basically doing the same thing. And then it was getting near the end of the day and we decided to run in and finish out the rest of the day inside Capel Cove. It was kind of an all-day thing. I think we were only on the water for like 5 minutes, maybe. Caught the first fish.
Yeah.
And we had a limit within 40 minutes or something like that. I don't remember what it was, but it didn't take very long. Again, all those fish were nice, solid fish. Now, as far as... Or do you have anything else to add to that?
No, that's pretty much it. Get an A-rig, throw an A-rig. Flash Mob Jr.
Yep, Flash Mob Jr. Tactical Bassin, their rig video is how I do it. He's basically right in that same area. There's like no bad answer in this whole area. Oh, ripped the first hook out.
Gotta get another hook in it.
I'd say they're crappie out there. 189 crappie on jerkbait. Chunky little thing. Now, as far as crappie, so for crappie, there are a bunch of them in the back of the coves mainly in that Capel Cove area.
Yep.
There's a whole bunch of them back there. I think they're getting prepped up, ready to spawn.
There was a ton. There was a ton of
them. If you want to go in there, just head to the back of the coves. They're in other areas for sure. But basically what we were doing to target them was jerk baits. This is green something. It's just basically a shad color. It's all you're really looking for. It is slightly transparent, but mostly silver. You're just looking for shad colors and rip it through there.
And they're a good crappie too.
Yeah, they were good. I think it was like a 2 something.
Yeah, good crappie.
Yeah,
good eating crappie.
Yeah. Well, you'll know because the video's on there.
Yeah.
But basically just cover the backs of the coves. The one that we saw the most had fresh water running into it. And that's literally right by the ramp at Steel Park or whatever it's called now. It's the old Steel Park. And they're just pushing around in big waves. There is some bass in there too, but there's a lot of big crappie. Is there anything else?
No, that's it.
I think that's it. Like, subscribe, comment. If you have any questions about A-Rig, give us questions. We're more than willing to answer any of those questions. If you want, you can reach me on Instagram, Straight Hooked Fishing on Instagram also, and ask me on there. Glad to answer all of them.
And we're going to be going to Delta next.
Delta is next. It will be a couple weeks before we get a video for Delta, but Delta is the next video.
Yep.
And until next time, I hope you...
A-Rig. Know 'em, throw 'em, you'll catch fish.